Hey everybody, it's Mike the Average Guy here. It is, March, what are we, March 10th, 9th, I'm sorry, March 9th. I have finished week 7, yesterday actually, and we'll go with the negative, only down, and I won't say only, but 0.2 pounds. So basically, I lost a little, and that's a stretch. I'm pretty close to the same over the last week. So in the last 2 weeks, I will say that I've lost 2 pounds in 2 weeks, which, hey, I'm going to take it. I'm going to be with it. But what it has made me do this week, I think, and it's helped me refocus because obviously – when I was in that losing 2 to 3 pounds a week, it's real exciting each time. So this is the week that, knowing where I was at and what has happened this week, I'm going to put a lot of that reasoning on for me in everyday life. So, as we've been through several of the things that, that I'm on here for and that, you're on here for. I mean, we're normal people, regular people, and things happen. That being said, I'm going to go through some of that. Over the last week, I probably, so what do they give you? I think you get a meal out at dinner, a meal out at lunch, and making good decisions. I have generally made good decisions. Over the last week, or at least for 3 or 4 days, 5 days, I think I went almost every day by having a meal that was not Nutrisystem. So kind of got me a little messed up in terms of, I did try to make a lot of the right decisions, but you know what? There was a banquet one day. I think there were smaller pieces, but I think I had 4 pieces of pizza maybe and 6 wings, which is still, dinner compared to what you eat for dinner, a lot more than that I had, and a few beers. Let's see. So, I took my daughter out for her birthday. She turned sweet 16. I half a club sandwich, and I think I had that the week before even because she picked the same place where there's waffles. But I had half a club sandwich and a little bowl of chili. So I'm trying to make the right decisions, but it's still probably more calories, I'm sure, than from the Nutrisystem standpoint. I believe that I'm down less than that, but I think it's a combination of, making sure I'm pushing more liquids, which I am doing to make sure of that. And I mentioned that last week, get that 100 ounces a day in. So I am trying to drink a lot more of that. And just... I'm not even sure, but I'm not letting that. I think my body is also adjusting. I think this has happened in the past where, okay, the first 4 or 5 weeks are great. Okay, but your body kind of starts adjusting a little bit from where it's at. And really that only lasts a week or two. And as long as I know that, you keep on that journey, and I'm going to, that, it will pick back up, and, hopefully this week. I may try to add some exercise in, which I've tried to do. I think I rejoined a gym a couple weeks ago, and I've been there once, really, twice. Maybe it's been a month. It's been over a month, I'll bet. But I do some other things, as I mentioned. So that was the week. Not the best week that I have had, but you know what? It's part of life. Things happen every day where it is harder to follow is strictly the Nutrisystem, which we know. I was just at too many places over the last week where even with making the right decisions and, 1 or 2 that might not have been the right decisions, it's still part of life. I lost a little bit, and I still want to live on my success. Okay, so let's get rid of that. So year to date, or since I've kind of been doing this, I've lost about 25 pounds. I'm holding up 2 dumbbells, a 10 or a 15 and a 10 pounder. Wow. Is that a lot of weight? I'm just feeling that. And it is, I can't believe I was carrying this around. So, knowing that I'm losing, probably twice that amount more, or close to it. My next step is that next 25 pounds. So I am right now at 232 even. Now, I definitely have some goals. I was hoping to get there this week to get under that 230 mark. But, it's each week to get under that. And I feel that I'm on a pace where I'm going to be losing probably around 10 pounds a month would be is my guess and my goal. Just with having some weeks like I just did, but also, having the weeks where, I am losing more within that. So that being said, at 232, we are in the middle of, by the end of this month, I should be at 225, 215 by the end of April, 205. So that's another 25 pounds I'm looking by the end of May, so Memorial Day weekend. Food-wise, one of the things that this last week made me, kind of refocus or look at is I did not have enough bars or easy things to take with me when I went out. So that made me order at times, even though I'm trying to make a good decision, it made me order other things. And as we know, you start eating some of those and they're good. The one day I know I did, last Wednesday I was at lunch and there was this crab dip that I was eating. And, it had cheese in it, and it's the chips on top of that. So a bunch of carbs. I'm sure that I had fajitas also that day, which it's not the burrito, but it's also more food. I mean, it's a healthier option because it's chicken fajitas, but with some of the other stuff, it's just definitely more calories than the normal lunch. So don't worry about any of that. From your standpoint, try to make the right decision. As long as you're cutting calories each meal that you can, most of them, go ahead and do it. But you're not going to stop never having something, whatever your vices are. But I did lose a little. I feel that it was more, and I will continue to lose more. And holding up those dumbbells, just feeling them for the first time, wow. It's going to make me, it makes me more excited. So this week I have done much better starting, Tuesday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I haven't really, in fact, I probably need to eat more than I've been eating, even though I'm not hungry. Okay. Food-wise, as I was saying, order more of the items that you can take with you. At least always have a couple on each order. So whether the breakfast is easy because there's definitely a lot of the dried foods that, I'll order probably 6 to 8 to 10 of them. As I mentioned, I like the raspberry, I think they're cranberry or raspberry cranapple. It doesn't matter. These little crisps, not crisps, little bites. I mean, they're pretty good. I like them a lot, and they're dry. So you can take them anywhere. As I also mentioned with the frozen foods, there's several that I like. I mean, the sausage turkey, or the sausage, turkey sausage McMuffin or muffin, whatever you want to call it, is one of my favorites with the omelet as well. So I eat those probably 20 meals out of a month. Okay, so for lunch, though, I just did my next order. I made sure that I did order several bars for lunch that I can just take with me if I'm out. So I'm out at, with my kids, we're out at, same with you. You have things that are happening. If you're out at those events, you have something where you don't have a microwave around to eat. And then the same for dinner. There isn't really any that I could find any type of bars for dinner. So that's going to be, if you're out having the dinner, it's still going to be making that right choice. And generally, I think I have done that with grilled chicken breast or fish. I'll get that out a lot and try to watch what I'm eating on the side. Make sure, try to get the double vegetables versus the potatoes. Sunday night I had filet mignon, actually. I was out and it was sitting on this big, what was it? thing of mashed potatoes, which is pretty good. I did eat a couple of, just a little bit. I didn't eat a lot, but it was good. The steak, though, was bigger than you would get with Nutrisystem. And it was fantastic. I got to say that. And then I did split a dessert. But it is what it is. It's not happening all the time, but it just did that night. So no excuses. I'm not making excuses. It is what it is, which I hate that saying. But so, this week is just making me focus more. I also want to get on that. Instead of just refereeing and playing basketball, I do want to get to the gym more. Now that it's going to start getting nicer out. Whether it be walking outside where I can eventually get back into running. My knees are very bad, but, I'll force that. I'll take the pain or the soreness after because it is good once I get out there. And I'm not going to not do that. So that's what's nice is spring's coming up. But 25 pounds overall from, well, as I mentioned, kind of the week before I started Nutrisystem, I lost 2, or a little over 2. And that was like kind of a little Nutrisystem, a little others. But I'm putting it at 25 pounds, 23 basically week 1 since I've done it on here. So 232, my goal, okay, by the end of the month, I want to lose at least another, how many weeks we got? I think 3 more weeks left in the month or close to it. So I do want to get down another, it's going to be 6 to 9 pounds probably within there. But I am going to push it. Okay, so have a good week. I'm not discouraged, even though I was at first, are you kidding me? Being where I was last week, what happened? I was up a couple pounds, throughout the week. And I'm like, geez, what's going on over the weekend? And I knew what was going on, but I need to, kind of refocus to get those pounds off, because this is we're all on here, an ongoing adjustment that we are making here to portion control. So every week isn't going to be the greatest success. Other weeks, and some weeks it might not be what we consider successes. I'm sure there's plenty of people, and I could have easily, went up in the scale versus staying basically the same. But, there is going to be weeks, I'm sure, where I'm going to go up. And that could be for many reasons also. So I'm not, don't focus on that. If you went up, don't worry about it. Focus on this next week, because this is long term. We're not perfect. We wouldn't be in this situation if we were, quote, perfect. So you saw the dumbbells, 25 pounds. If, the weight you have lost, whatever that is, whether it's 5 or 10 pounds, if you're walking through Walmart or Kmart or, whatever it is, pick up a Target, pick up a dumbbell for how much you lost. 5 pounds, 10 pounds. 10-pound dumbbell is pretty darn heavy. So I'm sitting there thinking, like, I put them both on my shoulder and stood there. If I'm playing basketball in that, and no wonder why my knees hurt. No wonder why, I can't jump like I used to, and I just am exhausted from carrying that extra weight. So I definitely feel healthier. My clothes, even though seem to fit better and better each week. So it's not all just a scale, even though that's why we're here. The scale will go down. So drink your liquids. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you on Wednesday.